Boris Johnson is to hit the European Union with a final ultimatum to ensure a trade agreement is in place before the end of the transition period, BBC Europe editor Katya Adler forecast. Boris Johnson is going to demand the European Union agree to an outline of the future Brexit trade deal by the end of the summer, Katya Adler suggested. Mr. Johnson is due to attempt pushing for talks to speed up in a virtual meeting with Ursula von der Leyen and Charles Michel on Monday. Ms. Adler forecast the Prime Minister will set a strict deadline for Brussels to ensure an agreement is in place before the year is out. Speaking to the Today programme, the BBC Europe editor said, "I'm sure we still have the Brexit divorce negotiations fresh in our mind and how many deadlines we've seen come and go. I think we're going to hear different deadlines, for example, the Prime Minister saying, speed up negotiations over the summer. And the UK expects to see the outlines of a deal by the end of the summer in order for workers and businesses to prepare for all of the changes ahead." She continued, "The EU says, the deadline is October 31st. You have to get the deal in place by then or there is not enough time for both sides to ratify or there is not enough time for the next UK deadline which is to get the deal done and dusted by the end of the year." But Ms. Adler predicted Brussels is likely to dismiss any summer ultimatum due to the pressure most EU member states have been facing because of the coronavirus pandemic. The Europe expert added, privately, on the EU side, they definitely think that end-of-summer deadline from the UK is unrealistic. EU leaders are very much focused on COVID-19 and the economic fallout, they're not paying attention to Brexit. There's going to be a creeping feeling of déjà vu. The suggestion of a summer deadline comes after French MEP Nathalie Louisseau urged the UK to progress its position from the original red lines. Ms. Louisseau, a member of Emmanuel Macron's En Marche party and former Europe minister, said, "We are waiting for Boris Johnson to get committed to the negotiations and to tell us if he really wants an agreement. We need a little more clarity because the deadline is coming quite soon and it's a choice made by the British government. We respect it, but then there has to be a real negotiation, and so far there have been statements and positions repeated but not something that looks like a real negotiation."